There's no way you can break up our team. This is reality. After 5 years, you're still Max Caulfield.
I am seriously glad to see you.
Welcome home, Max. Fasten your seatbelt.
I guess I'm moving now. Look, they're so small.
I know it was your birthday last month. This was my real father's camera. I want you to have it. Yes, of course. This song fucking rules. Can't dance, hippie? Come on. Rock out, girl. Yo, turn it off. You were here today, Max. You saved me. I'm still tripping on that. Seeing you after all these years feels like destiny. If this is destiny, I hope we can find Rachel. I miss her, Max.
We found her.
What the hell is this?
Snowflakes? Or a storm is coming?
Max,
I don't know when it's safe to move
start
on.
from the beginning.
I think it would be there.
Tell me everything.
Here? Okay, yeah. Now we can move on. Oh, that was mixing those two. Oh, okay.
Let's talk about your superpower.
This is like a Disneyland ride now.
Epic. I pledge allegiance to Max and the power for which she stands. You can rewind time, Max. That's fucking insane. We have to play. You need a sidekick to guide you.
Okay, Girl Wonder. Show me the way to Chloe's cave.
Innuendos. Alright.
Welcome to American Rust, my home away from hell.
Raw and rough. It suits you.
Max, do you know how awesome this is? I get my best friend back, and she's also supersized.
I don't feel so super.
Max, here, let me help you find a place to chill. You freaked me out there. Do you feel any better now?
I think we're good to move on. That's not a thing.
You saved me again.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Crazy. Now we're totally bonded for life. Since you're the mysterious superhero, I'll be your faithful chauffeur and companion.
That does look like an intense scene there.
Might not last, Chloe.
That's okay. We will. Forever.
Can I just walk through them? No, I can't. It's cute though, isn't it?
I'm so glad you're my partner in crime. As long as you're my partner in time. I might get on the other side of that door before you, Lupin.
The race is on. See you soon. Welcome to my domain.
And I just realized,
You are magic.
if Chloe had been able to pick the lock, we still could have just gone in, rewound time so she was outside, and then opened it. Like, even if we didn't get the explosive stuff to work out. Still could have tricked Chloe
Max,
to think we were
check
impressive.
out these files.
It's not a drawing. Look. Rachel in the dark room. Rachel in the dark room. Over and over. That's it. No, you are not taking the cozy chair.
Max, do your powers include mind reading? Or did you just rewind because I tried to steal the chair? Shit, I'm confused.
It's the powers of best friendship. I know how you roll.
We're done. Okay.
Cowabunga!
Why, look, an otter in my water. Your power is changing everything, Max. Especially you. I can already tell. You're not so chicken shit anymore.
Thanks, girlfriend.
And you make me feel like I have a reason for still being in Arcadia Bay.
Next. I'm losing like track of where the path is.
I'm gonna freeze my ass off when I get out.
You look cute with your hair soaked in chemicals.
Hide!
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 You can't go back to your dorm now. You're a Blackwell fugitive. Crash at my place tonight.
Okay, leave them there.
Photobomb!
Photo hog. It feels like a different world from yesterday.
Ah, it's so bright.
We left a skid mark on Blackwell last night.
Wish we could just hang out all morning like we used to. Maybe we should get up. I have to get back to Blackwell soon.
I double dare you. Kiss me now.
Sorry, not that easy.
Oh, like I am? Just admit that you already macked on me, then used your rewind. Now I can text
Kinda
more
did.
that you're saving yourself all for him.
You're such a dork.
Where's the path? Where's the path? I lost it. Where'd the path go? Press my face against the wall until
We
I
could cruise
found it.
everywhere in this bad boy. Can you see us heading down the coast to Big Sur and beyond? I know, just daydreaming. That makes me ill that Rachel posed like this for Frank. I wrote him love letters. I can't believe she was banging Frank. Rachel straight up lied to my face. Why didn't she say anything?
Because she knew how you would react.
And she wasn't much of a friend, huh? Just another person who shits all over me. Why does everybody in my life let me down? My dad gets killed, you bail on me for years. My mother gloms onto stepfucker. Now Rachel betrays me.
I think we're good. It's so bloody dark. Is this the path? Yeah, okay, it is. Found it.
Not until I see it first. You know the rules, Dad. Dude, I am so lucky that my father is cool. Max, you are being so fucking strange. You feel okay?
Chloe, I am awesome. We are awesome.
I'm not gonna lump in the whole sad thing where we like warn her in the same thing.
It's weird hanging out with you again.
Oh, because we have all this stuff first.
I know. I'm glad we are, though.
Look, the worst thing you can do is treat me like a baby. I still want to laugh and talk shit with my best friend. Can we stop? This is seriously the best view of the sunset.
Sucky
What
sunset.
do photographers call that?
The golden hour.
Whoa, awesome picture. We look so badass in our pirate gear.
We should have taken over Arcadia Bay when we had the chance.
Yeah, this is right before she wants me to kill her.
Listen, Max.
Yeah.
My respiratory system is failing, and it's only getting worse. I've heard the doctors talking about it when they thought I was zonked out. So, I know I'm just putting off the inevitable while my parents suffer along, and I will too. This isn't how I want things to end.
What? What are you saying?
I'm saying that being with you again has been so special. I just wanted to feel like when we were kids running around Arcadia Bay and everything was possible, and you made me feel that way today.
Yay.
I want this time with you to be my last memory. You understand?
I think that's the end of that.
Chloe, you're back. I'm so glad you're here.
You sound high, but thanks for the morning grope. Since we were up all night playing CSI Arcadia Bay, I was still spaced out here trying to put all this info together.
Okay.
Kate wasn't the first. All those binders are filled with other victims.
Victoria has to be next. Nathan must be planning to dose her tonight at the Vortex Club party.
Rachel. This can't be real. These are all post shots, right? Right? The junkyard. Max, we have to find that spot now. Then we can see what he did. There's no way she's dead. No way. She posed for those pictures, Max. I know it. Please, let's go. Rachel? Oh, Rachel, no, please not her.
Chloe.
I want to see in there better, but I don't think.
Rachel, why?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chloe. I'm so sorry.
I loved her so much. How can she be dead? What kind of world does this? Who does this?
Think we're done? Okay, yeah. We're getting closer.
Come on, Max, we're almost there.
Oh, I'm almost. That wasn't a memory.
Wake up. Max, come on now. Don't worry. We'll be okay.
I'm awake and I'm alive.
Max, can you hear me? Please say something.
Chloe, I must have passed out.
Oh, thank God. Don't you ever do that again, okay?
Oh, sorry. It was totally my intention.
But that nightmare was so real. Was so horrible.
Everyone was saying all these mean things to me, and you made out with Victoria. And Nathan, presumably, and Warren. Pretty much anyone. You just made out with a lot of people.
This is my storm. I caused this. I caused all of this. I changed fate and destiny so much that I actually did alter the course of everything. And all I really created was just death and destruction.
Fuck all that, okay? You were given a power. You didn't ask for it. And you saved me.
Many times.
Which had to happen. All of this did. Except for what happened to Rachel. But without your power, we wouldn't have found her. Okay, so you're not the goddamn time master, but you're Maxine Caulfield.
That's true.
And you're amazing.
Well, thank you.
Max. This is the only way.
I feel like I took the shot 1,000 years ago.
You could use that photo to change everything right back to when you took that picture. All that would take is for me to...
It wouldn't, though. It wouldn't, though. We took that before you died.
No way. You are my #1 priority now. You are all that matters to me.
I know. You prove that over and over again. Even though I don't deserve it. I'm so selfish. Not like my mom. Look what she had to give up and live through. And she did. She deserves so much more than to be killed by a storm in a fucking diner. Even my stepfather deserves her alive. There's so many more people in Arcadia Bay who should live. Way more than me.
Don't say that. I won't trade you.
You're not trading me. Maybe you've just been delaying my real destiny. Look at how many times I've almost died or actually died around you. Look at what's happened in Arcadia Bay ever since you first saved me. I know I've been selfish, but for once, I think I should accept my fate. Our fate.
Chloe.
Max, you finally came back to me this week, and you did nothing but show me your love and friendship. You made me smile and laugh like I haven't done in years. Wherever I end up after this, in whatever reality, all those moments between us were real, and they'll always be ours. No matter what you choose, I know you'll make the right decision.
Chloe, I can't make this choice.
No, Max. You're the only one who can.
Why though? Why though? Why does it have to be one or the other? Like, even if we do go back in time to where we took the photograph of the butterfly, why can't we stop, you know, her? Because the issue is going back through the pictures. That's what the issue has been so far, as portrayed by this game. It's when we focus on a photo and we go back in time using that mechanic. It's not when we change little things. You know? Like, the only time things started messing up was when we focused on pictures and went back in time through that. So if we just went back in time through this picture, things would still be messed up. Things have been messed up when we went back and, you know, we're sitting in the middle of class again. So I don't understand how this is supposed to work. Like, if it's making me choose between these two, I'm gonna do sacrifice Chloe. But
Max,
I don't think that we should have to.
it's time.
But yeah, no, I'm not selfish enough to kill, like, an entire
sorry.
population
I don't want to do this.
to save one
know,
person,
Max.
you know? Like, I'm not gonna do
We
that.
have to. We have to save everybody, okay? And you'll make those fuckers pay for what they did to Rachel.
Because that's the thing, like, I'll
We
make
need
them
to get there this
pay,
week.
then that means that I am going to be
It was the
changing the
best
course of
farewell
events. So
I
what's the
could've
difference
hoped for.
between, like, not having her die at the butterfly
You're my
photo?
hero, Max.
Oh, Chloe.
And there could be something I'm missing, of course, there could be something I'm missing. There could be many things I'm missing, but I don't get it with what I have in my brain right now.
I'll always love you. Now get out of here, please. Do it before I freak. And Max Caulfield, don't you forget about me.
Never.
Alright. It's like a deferred grave. Oh, I don't even have to do the whole, like, mechanic thing, you know, like AD, left, right click. Nathan? Seemed very bright out there.
It's cool, Nathan. Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just count to 3. Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss.
It is
what do
very
you
bright
want?
out there.
I hope you check the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
It's so sad because it absolutely had to be this way and there was no way to avoid this.
So I walked into the haze, and a million dirty waves. Now I see you lying there, like a lilac.
Wait, why is it burning? That only happens when things don't happen.
Black rocks and the shoreline surf.
Okay, so Chloe's dead, Nathan was arrested.
Still dead summer I cannot bear. And I wipe the sand from my eyes.
So we did arrest Jefferson.
The Spanish Sahara, the place that you wanna leave the horror here. Forget the horror here. Forget the horror here. Leave it all down here. It's future rust and it's future dust. Forget the horror here. Forget the horror.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Well, look, Arcadia Bay's fine at least. So yeah, like, it fixed it. Why? I don't know. But it fixed it. So they're here for Rachel Amber, I assume? Well, no, this is Chloe's thing. Why are they all here for Chloe, though? They don't know Chloe, do they? I mean, she went to Arcadia Bay at one point, but I didn't really think people really knew her. Maybe that's a normal thing if someone who was an alumnus died at one point. I don't know. I haven't been in that situation. Happy Popper. Good doggo. You started this. I don't get why that's a happy thing for you. That's what ultimately led to Chloe dying, I hope you know. Well, I mean, you're ultimately what led to Chloe dying. Or the bullet that Nathan shot, I guess as well. A lot of things to blame. Anyway, so achievement unlocked Polarized. This was episode 5 Polarized of Life is Strange. The credits are rolling, but now let's take the time to talk about this game before we get to see, like, percentage of choices and stuff. So yes, this game does not make sense to me. And this episode in particular, at first, it was actually really impressing me. Like, I was surprised by how much it was starting to make sense of some things, and I was really starting to turn around, you know. And I wasn't about to say, like, this is an amazing game after this episode kind of thing, you know? But I was going to give it a lot more credit, because it did make it so going back in time, you know, like to like save William, it made it so that wasn't a complete waste, because we actually did end up using that photograph power for more, you know? Like, I still think that Max probably would have just been able to rewind, but maybe she can't, you know, just rewind that far back. Even though it's kind of weird she can't rewind that far back, but she can, like, leap through photos. But yeah, she was actually able to use her photograph power to, like, go back and, you know, gradually change things with Jefferson until she was able to arrest him. I was actually pretty happy with the ending when she was on the plane heading, you know, to the Everyday Heroes contest thing. I thought that that was going to be the end, and I was actually I was surprised, and pleasantly so, that they did end it that way. I had a lot of questions, and I was going to complain about the fact that, you know, the tornado was never really addressed, that all the supernatural stuff was never really touched on. But, you know, I was happy enough because it ended in a non-convoluted enough way for me, and, you know, it did touch again on that power so that, like, episode 3 and 4 part, you know, like, wasn't wasted. But then I think that they went too far with this. I think that it really dragged on. I thought that being in Max's mind at the end during that nightmare was dumb. I think it was like too artsy for my taste. But just how, like, it wasn't really even her touching on, I think, her, what was it called? Like, self-consciousness, you know? Because I don't think that her, you know, self-consciousness was all hinging upon Chloe hating her or making out with everybody or everyone. You know, they were just saying things that I don't think she was, like, that concerned about, you know? And then, you know, her talking to her other self where it's like, you just wanted to be popular. That was your plan all along. It's like, I never got that from Max. I never thought that was her plan all along, that sort of thing. And so all of these insults and everything, I get how, you know, saying, you know, people don't really care about you or how, you know, you're just a brat or whatever, like, that hurts anyone, I would imagine. Okay, maybe not anyone, but, you know, so I understand that it would hurt Max, but, like, I don't think it was a deep-rooted fear, at least not in the way they were trying to portray it there, and so it came more a little bit out of nowhere for me, when suddenly it's like, oh, we're just gonna be passing through all of this stuff, and then, yeah. And then like I said, we had the Disneyland ride, which I think was just to remind you of everything that Max and Chloe went through, so then at the very end, you know, because once you reach the top of the hill, then you have to make the choice to either sacrifice Chloe or sacrifice Arcadia Bay, and I guess that was supposed to make it really hard, because look at all these moments that you had. But first, I thought that that part was kind of tedious, because, you know, I had to go through all of the I mean, I didn't have to, but I know people would complain if I just walked through it. But you had to stop and just wait for them to finish the dialogue, and you were never quite sure when they were done, you know? And the path was kind of hard to find. Like, really, they should have illuminated it a little bit, so you're not just walking in the dark hoping that you find the path. Sometimes it was easy enough to find, other times it's like, the ground is black, I can't tell, you know? Yeah. I think that the worst part, though, about this ending for me is that I don't think it had to be that way. Chloe was all like, I have to die, I'm supposed to die, how many times have I died with you, da-da-da. And it's like, yeah, you did die a lot, but that wasn't, like, you know, a lot of people died a lot. Evan died a lot, granted, just because of one thing, and because I couldn't get it right. But still, like, I don't think it was, the whole destiny thing was supposed to be, well, you know, sometimes your best friend gets shot in a bathroom and there's nothing you can do. Because the thing is, like I said, I thought the whole reason that time was being messed up and the environment and everything was because of her jumping through a photo. So for her to jump through a photo to then change that, I don't think that would have made a thing. It would have made more sense to me if she had to jump through that photo and then not change anything, you know, not save Chloe, not turn in Mr. Jefferson, not do, you know, not do anything. Obviously, if Chloe's dead, we couldn't have had a repeat of that week that we saw in game, but we could have still had Max not change anything that was already in motion, like the Jefferson, the Nathan thing, you know? But she did change that stuff. And so why is it that she is safe changing that stuff? You know, getting Jefferson arrested, getting Nathan also arrested, but hopefully getting psychiatric care and that sort of thing. How is it okay that she changes that, but not saves Chloe? How? Chloe wasn't even the first thing that she did to, like, change time. And why at the very beginning of the game do we see Max with the tornado and everything? Why does she have that vision? How does she even get her powers? That I don't think was ever explained. And so we lack all of this explanation. We don't know, you know, like, what really caused all the storm stuff. They say it was Max, like, messing with time and that it was Chloe's fault, basically, but I do not believe that because it doesn't make sense to me. You know, and then, how did she get her powers? Does she still have her powers now? Is she going to use them still? But Chloe doesn't have to die. She doesn't. Now, granted, if they did the thing where she went back through the photo and didn't change anything you know, the events happen as they would, I would have had major complaints too, because that would have made the entire game pointless. Aside, I mean, we would have obviously had the experience, but as far as like where they started, where they ended, it would just have made like Max more depressed and having seen way too much stuff, but then everything else would have been the same as if she hadn't reversed time to save Chloe in the beginning, you know? Like, then it would have been a waste of a game pretty much. Again, aside from the experience that we had going through it. But Chloe didn't have to die is the issue. And they made that such a big thing, that Chloe didn't have to die. What I wish from this game is that they hadn't included all the supernatural bullcrap. I wish that they had just had, I mean, okay, aside from the time control thing, or rewind thing, I wish that they had just had, Max suddenly could rewind time, and we don't know how, but then she sees her friend who she hadn't seen, you know, whom she hasn't seen in a long time. She saves her. They go through all this stuff, serial killer crap. They save the day. Serial killer's arrested. More people don't have to die. Everyday hero. The end. I feel like having the tornado, all of the, you know, the eco disasters, everything like that, having her time reversal or time manipulation be the thing that messes it all up, I think that that was a mistake. I think that that added way too much. I think it made it overly complicated, and it was just too, it doesn't make sense enough to exist. And you know, you might think, well, if they didn't have the storm and the eco disasters, how would they explain her time powers? And they don't explain her time powers. They never do. They didn't explain it here, so why would they need an explanation there? You know, if they're just going to say she has time powers and we have to go with it. Chloe even admits at the end, like, we have no idea why or how this is happening. You know, like, if they're fine with doing that, they could easily just do the other thing too, without all the supernatural stuff. So it really, because I think it would be just as intense, really, to have, you know, just, why do I have these powers? Let's figure it out together. What's going on with Rachel Amber? Let's figure that out. Oh crap, Nathan's up to something. Kate almost killed herself. And now Jefferson, my teacher of all people. That's a fine storyline that is self-contained. You don't need any of the supernatural environment stuff. You just don't. The deer's not even ever explained, is it? I don't think the deer's ever even explained. And so, why did they have to add all that stuff in? It just made it overly complicated. And then they forced, okay, I mean, the only reason that I can see why they really had all that stuff in is so you can make the choice at the end between Chloe and Arcadia Bay, but even with that choice, I don't think that you needed to kill Chloe. No. So it makes it's frustrating for me. All right, let's look at this now. So 47 people decided to sacrifice Arcadia Bay over Chloe, but 53%, so myself included, you decided to sacrifice Chloe. Is that the only thing here? Okay, no. David got a scar during the fight, 96%. And 4% he didn't get a scar. Oh, well, good for them, you know? David killed Jefferson. So that's probably if we hadn't told David the truth about Chloe and everything. I expected that, but yeah. And I think I could have rewound time because he sat down and then I was able to leave the room. But, you know, I felt he deserved to know the truth. And if he's going to react that way after knowing the truth, then he should be arrested. That's my opinion, you know? You saved the trucker, 60%. You saved Ethan, 63%. You didn't save a... Oh, yeah, I didn't see Alyssa, 35%. You saved the fisherman, 72%. You didn't change Joyce's mind about David. I didn't realize that was an issue. You helped Joyce believe in David again? 34%. I didn't realize that was an issue, yeah. I didn't even know that I could talk to her. My bad. But it doesn't matter, because we went back in time. It doesn't matter. It is matterless. Okay. You told the truth about Rachel to Frank, 64%. 68% of people kissed Warren. Why? Why did that many people kiss Warren? Everyone that I've, like, ever spoken to, pretty much, is totally about, you know, Pricefield, as they call it, you know. Chloe Price and Max Caulfield. Is they're all Pricefield. Like, everyone for some reason irrationally hates Warren. Why would they then force a kiss? I mean, I am rooting for Max and Warren. That was my ship. But I didn't think that it was called for there. I didn't think that a kiss was, well, good at that point in time. There was not enough development between the two. It was just not the right moment. Like I said, I think that it more called for comfort than any sort of passion, you know? And especially considering we're going to go back in time. What's the point? Hug him. But then 6% didn't show Warren any affection, so... Yep. Alright, well, exit. I guess that's it. There we go. There's no next time, you know? There is a prequel out. People... Sorry if that was a spoiler. People told me it was a prequel, so people spoiled me already. But it's, Life is Strange Before the Storm, I think it's called. But yeah, now if I wanted to, I could just jump in and play any of these things that I wanted. yeah, so ultimately, I have basically the same opinion I did at the end of the last episode, which is unfortunate because it's not fantastic, the opinion. I think that it's a good game, but I think that it was overhyped. I think that it made mistakes. It tried to be too grand and too artsy, I think. And a lot of people obviously are into that. A lot of people love this game, but I don't think, yeah, no. I really think it should have been without the storm, without the eco-disasters. It should have just been girl discovers she has powers, girl rediscovers her best friend, you know, there's a plot going on, they dig into it, they find all this terrible stuff, they stop it. She ends with everyday heroes or whatever. I think that's how it should have gone. I think that it went on way too long, it went too convoluted, just too bizarre, and it didn't make enough sense to justify anything. It didn't. You know, they could have ended it in certain ways, I'm sure, where I could have been like, oh yeah, no, I could see why you did this now. Makes sense to me, but you didn't have to sacrifice Chloe at the end. I don't see how you have to sacrifice Chloe at the end. Like I said, she wasn't even the first time Max used her power. First, there was the whole vision thing with the tornado, which I don't know why that was there, but if you count that as her using her power, that's the very first instance. But then, we rewind time afterward. Before we ever go see Chloe, we rewind time because we were able to give the Daguerrean process answer, you know? At least I think that's how it worked. Wasn't it? Or did we go through that whole class, and then go Chloe, and then rewind time, and then we were in the classroom? Actually, it was probably that one. But still, given that we had the vision before any of that, like we had the vision, that's what started the game, and then we woke up in class, basically. I'm not gonna say that we got the powers because of Chloe, you know? I do think, yeah, thinking about it more now, I think that is where we discovered that we had them, but I feel like things were already set in motion. And even if we did, like, get the power, I don't think that we would have to kill her for everything to be okay. What kind of cruel fate would that be? You know? So, yeah, it's not senseful enough for me, if you know what I mean, you know? It's just not enough for me. So I'm leaving this game. I'm giving it a good rating. I don't give ratings, and so that doesn't really mean anything. I'm just saying, I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I definitely don't think it's amazing. Yeah, and I can't say that I'm excited to play the prequel, honestly. I don't know if I will. Are we even going to have other powers in there, or is it just going to be a choice game, you know? Because only Max had powers. If it is indeed a prequel, and if it's like, if we're playing as Chloe or something, one, does that just mean we're going to have a crappy life? Because that's what she complains about all the time. Two, it takes away the whole time mechanic, which is what this game was, basically. This game was about the time mechanic. So it was weird. I don't know. Yeah. It's also weird, by the way. I'm gonna complain about this too. Whenever we jump through a picture, I have no idea what's real anymore, you know? Like, they try to show glimpses of things with the photographs. You know, some of them burn up, some of them remain, or, like, some new ones are added. But it's really hard to say. Like, I had, you know, why, when we, you know, we stopped Jefferson, we were on our way to Everyday Heroes, why did we still have the whole, like, we had all the interactions telling Chloe about her powers, telling her about the storm and everything. Why did that all still play out? How did that play out? Because, like, I don't think we would have gone up and had the same interactions, you know, gone up to the lighthouse, sat on the bench, had that same moment and everything, if Max already had the knowledge that she did by that point. It doesn't work for me. I don't know. I'm really glad for those of you who did like this game. I hope that I didn't ruin this game for other people, and I hope, overall, that you enjoyed this playthrough. If you did, you know, let me know in the comments. If you didn't, I guess let me know as well. But at least, you know, try to not call me, like, names. Don't insult me, you know. I'm just giving my own opinion. If you have your own opinion, that's perfectly fine. I wish that I liked this game more. I wish that more of it made sense to me, or that I at least appreciated more the artistic kind of, you know, value they were trying to put into it. But it didn't work for me. I wish it had, it just didn't. But yeah, let me know in the comments. I don't know what I'm going to be playing next, but whatever it is, I hope that you guys are, you know, willing and looking forward to coming along with me. I don't know if I'm gonna have a Facebook poll or even let you, I might just pick something and then go with it. So, I know a lot of people want me to play Walking Dead Season 3, but the issue is I played Walking Dead Michonne, and now Life is Strange, and then another one, another mature game that's also choice-based. I feel kind of bad, so I don't know. I'll think on it. I mean, by the time you see this, I'll probably have already decided. But if I don't play Walking Dead Season 3, I apologize for those of you who are immediately looking forward to it. And if I do, apologize to those of you who aren't immediately looking forward to it. For those of you who want me to change it up. But we'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm rambling at this point. With that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!